Now let's go ahead and address some of the questions of our participants here. So first question here is how do you guys measure the soft skills of the applicants? I think this is related to Teresa's answer earlier. So I think you can go ahead, Therese.
All right. So for us, we do check this during interviews. For example, we try to ask behavioral questions. How were they able to manage then certain events in their lives, difficulties, how they were able to handle projects that they had. So we have those questions so we can check for these soft skills that we're also looking for.
Right. And Michi?
As I've mentioned earlier, we we interview using competency-based interview techniques. So just like what Terry said, we gauge the employee soft skills by asking them behavioral questions like how would they manage for stress, mga ganyan. So we usually do that during the interviews.
And Denise?
Similar to what they've said, sa amin, learn and apply process yan. So when we give you the issues that you will be, working on when you join Equus, we try to observe how you react, how you ask for help, how you communicate, and how you approach those issues.
Great, thank you. And Ralph?
Same. We administer online assessment, and then we validate the results, of course, through interviews. So similar with my co-panelist here, we ask behavioral questions, competency-based questions, and yeah, that's the only way that you can validate it naman during interview.
All right, thanks, guys. And then another famous question here is: do you have any vacancies, or do you accept OJTs or internships right now? Yeah, let's start with Ralph.
Vacancies for fresh graduates. We will be launching another batch of cadet, our MERALCO cadet engineering program. This is specific for electrical engineering graduates. So for the upcoming board exam, those who will pass, so we want to invite you to explore career opportunities with us. We also have openings in finance for accounting roles, IT for those who are into software development, applications and solutions development. We have openings as well, and actually a lot more. I think we posted some of these roles in our Prospel account. And you can also check our MERALCO careers pages. So it's in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and we also have our own website. So our vacancies are complete. You can check that out.
All right, thanks, Ross. And what about you, Therese? Do you have internship programs right now? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. So for us, since we're a growing organization, we do have openings for fresh grads and interns. So we do encourage everyone to visit our careers page. We do have career opportunities across different departments, maybe for engineering positions or for corporate positions. You can find them all there. And you can also visit our LinkedIn page. We do post updates about our company or career opportunities there.
All right. Thanks, Therese. Michelle, Michi, sorry.
Okay. We also post our currently for internships. Unfortunately, we don't have available internship. Although for some departments, they are currently accepting only communication students for internship. For the job vacancies, we are currently hiring multiple positions for different fields, for writing, for engineering, marketing. You can check our vacancies through our official website. It's careers.gmanetwork.com. And you may also check our listed vacancies on our official Facebook page for GMA Careers there.
All right. Thanks, Michi. And Denise?
Yeah, similar. Really, right now we don't have openings for internship, but we do encourage students who are about to graduate to apply as early as now. We assess them early. We've had cases before we're in, even before graduation, they already have an offer from Equus Software. So they can also visit us on LinkedIn. It's Equus Software, and we have our updated list of openings at Prospel as well.
All right, thanks, guys. And in relation to that, do you also accept career shifters, Denise?
Yes, definitely. We don't have any limits, no specific courses as long as you have the skills.
Mm-mm. And Michi for GMA.
Yes, of course we do. We've had experiences that graduates of nursing, but they're practicing in marketing. So definitely a very um, colorful workplace in GMA.
All right, and Therese.
So for us, yes, definitely. For us, what matters really is again the willingness to learn, not your background. As long as you
Mm-mm.
really want to pursue this track, then you can go for it. So we've had some people, for example, no, some who went to law school, some who went to med school, and they would want to career shift. So that's very much or we're very much open to that.
All right, thank you. And Ralph.
Of course, definitely. Everyone's welcome in Meralco. And now that we are diversifying our career portfolio because our business is also growing, so we welcome fresh graduates, career shifters, or anyone who wants to build a brilliant future with us. So, opportunities are unlimited.
All right, thank you for answering that question. And this question, the next question is for Therese and Denise. We'd like to ask you, how do you assess applicants who's not really sure or still confused, kasi very common yan, and even if they're already done with their degree program, and yet pag sa workforce, they're still not sure on what path they want to take. Pero they have the skills, the ability to be part of your company. So how do you assess those people? Let's start with Therese.
All right. So for us, how do we assess them? So I think for many, we've also experienced that at what point in our life. So it's not really a big factor for us that you're not really sure yet what path you want to take. Again, for us, it's really being the willingness to learn. Especially when it comes to the role that you have, your interest in our organization, and the values that we live by every day. So it's those things that we want to highlight, not necessarily you um being already set in this track. So it's all right to be confused with us. We very much open uh acknowledge that now. So that's fine, completely fine with us.
Yeah, thanks, Therese. And Denise?
Yeah, in our company right now, the first step is for you to submit your resume, and everyone will get a response. And part of that response is an online tech assessment. So when you're asked to do the tech assessment, that's the chance, that you have to actually assess: is this something that I want to do? Is this something that I can do in the future? And if you pass that, you'll go through the learn and apply process, wherein you'll get to meet people who are already doing the work that you want to do or you're thinking of. And again, I want to share that when I joined Equus Software, I was a business analyst, and now I'm doing operations work. So there's always that possibility to shift to a different, path or a different department, because, there are so many different opportunities internally as well, as long as you work with your manager and as long as you're open to the things that you're confused about. So it's an ongoing process, especially if you're a new grad. You're not expected to know everything, or you're not expected to be sure about what you want to pursue. So I just want to make sure everyone's comfortable about being confused or being unsure at this point, because things can change and it's very common.
Thanks, Therese and Denise, for that boost of motivation for our students and attendees here. And now I want to ask Ralph and Michi, what are your tips for fresh grads who have no experience in the industry? So, what are your tips for them to land a job in the industry? Let's start with Michi.
All right. So actually, we take into consideration the applicant's internship experience. I think that is already an experience. So it may not be in the same field, but as long as the skills that you've practiced are same for the role that you are looking for, we take that into consideration. So I think uh, you should take that into consideration, your internship experience and even your experiences in school in an organization. For example, if you're applying for a writing position and you were part of the school's paper, that is already a writing experience for us. So I think students or fresh graduates must understand that um, these are also considered as experiences kasi most they are mainly focusing on the professional working experiences eh. So you have to understand that since fresh graduate ka, we take into consideration the experiences you had as a student. Ayan.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
yeah.
yeah. For me, I think I have two tips for fresh graduates. Number one is to know yourself. By knowing yourself, you know your strengths and you also know areas for improvement. Bank on your strengths, leverage on that, and for areas of improvement, work on them. Second is to build a personal brand. What does it mean by building a personal brand? It's like your reputation. It's like building your character. No, it could be through your resume. It could be through your social media platforms, because it would also help establish your presence, your credibility, and your persona, 'di ba? So it's like kasi 'di ba, you're selling yourself to employers, no? You have to make your profile very attractive because we're in a very competitive situation now. There are a lot of talents out there who are vying for very limited positions, 'di ba? So how do you make yourself stand out? So know yourself, build a good personal brand, and by knowing yourself kasi you also know which career you're interested in. It would also help if you would seek or if you would consult with your peers, no, with your teachers, with people who are also in the industry, no? So I hope that this prospel activity attended by these participants would be a good channel for you to help rediscover yourself, and at the same time to plan out your career plan, your career journey.
Right. Thanks, Ralph and Michi, for answering the question. And now this question is for all of our panelists here. What do you suggest the things that they must do as early as now to prepare themselves and soon land the job? Let's start with Ralph.
Yeah, so I just probably repeat my answer. It's really about knowing yourself and building a personal brand. So but I think at this point it's very important that you fix your CV. You make sure that it's relevant, it's updated, so that you are ready um, when you have found a good employer and a good role that you're interested in, so that when you're ready to apply, you're good to go. Another thing is that what I've mentioned, no, research about the companies that you're applying for, and at this point, it's very important as well that you 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 continuously update or um, take take some courses, so that it would also be an advantage to your end.
All right. Thanks, Ralph. Michi.
All right, just like what Ralph said, I think it would be best for you to research on the companies that you're applying for or you wish to apply to, so that you would further understand what do they do, what do they stand for, at least touch on what their values are. Kasi, syempre, it's important for you to also understand that would you fit this type of industry? Would you fit this type of company that stands for these certain values? So, I think that's one tip to help the fresh graduates understand or to land a job. Kasi just to set an to share an experience, I never worked in a media industry before. I never interned for a media industry. Um, and when I applied for GMA, I I looked at the elevators postings of the values before my interview, so that helped me understand what GMA is about. So I think that's also a factor that would help you understand or to know better yung company that you are targeting to get into. So I think that's it.
Thanks, Michi. Denise, any additional notes to what they've
Um,
mentioned?
Yeah, one additional thing maybe is network. So events like this is very helpful. Obviously there are popular companies, big companies that you're already eyeing for, but you can get to know other companies as well and other opportunities as well. If you're unsure about the path, when you join events like this, you will kind of figure out that there might be other things that you can also do and you can also consider. And additionally, when you use your social media network, like for example, LinkedIn, as early as now, you can start following, you know, leaders that you look up to, and don't be afraid to engage with them, like their posts, comment, or you can even reach out and say hello and ask about an opportunity, because that's going to help you a lot.
That's right. And Therese,
So for me, I think I'd like to echo what my co-panelists mentioned. So number one, you can maximize learning opportunities where you're still looking for a career opportunity for you. So look into the different courses that you would want to take, maybe those relevant to the current role that you're applying for, or the skills that you would still want to improve on. So that's something that you can do. And second is to I guess prepare your resume or your profile, like what my co-panelists mentioned. If you want to build your LinkedIn profile, then you can do so as well. It will also help you, especially when you're already reaching out to different companies. And also, you can one thing you can do is to practice already, practice how you will be able to present yourself. And so you can also, I guess through practicing, kasi you also get to realize more about yourself in answering the questions, behavioral questions, but also get to learn from yourself through that. And also next is to do your research. That's something that's important as well. Research about again their values, if it's also in line with your interests. And next is I would also like to say that it's okay to explore, because again by exploring different career opportunities, we also get a hint or slowly figure out what's in line with your interests, especially for those who aren't yet as certain what career path they want to take or what kind of a career opportunity. So just scroll through the different roles, the different opportunities, and slowly you'll figure it out.
right? Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our panelists for answering that question. So I hope that shed the light to our attendees here. And now, this is an intriguing question by one of our attendees. Um, they ask, or he or she asked, what is the current issues or trends about your company that they should know about? Let's start with Therese.
For issues or trends about our company. So I guess one significant trend that I would like to share is about our growth strategy. So I mentioned it earlier that our organization is aggressively growing. We're trying to conquer bolder targets in the next years. So in the next years, we want to again achieve a 50-50 balance between our thermal and renewable energy portfolio. So we right now we're aggressively again growing our portfolio already. We have ongoing projects which you may also, in case you're interested, you may visit our LinkedIn page to see updates about the company. So that's really a significant milestone for all of us in the organization. That's something that we're all working towards, no matter what our role is. Know that we all have something to contribute to this.
Thanks, Therese and Ralph.
Yeah. For Meralco, our main business is power distribution, but we have diversified our business portfolio by tapping other business opportunities like we're into renewable energy as well, solar energy, e-vehicle. So that's our Isakay business. We're into fintech as well. You know, the Bayad Center before where you used to pay your bills. It's now called Bayad. It's now available as an app. Another thing would be Radius. So Radius is a new player in the telco industry. That's red fiber. So that's the commercial term. So that's the red fiber. And we continue to do our businesses in terms of construction and industrial through Miescore and Miescore Logistics. So there are a lot of opportunities in Meralco because, like what I've said, no, we're diversifying our business portfolio. And in terms of um, for employee related naman na programs, we're very much conscious now when it comes to mental well being. So just recently, I think we launched this program. It's called Mindful Wednesdays, wherein we we reserve an hour, like 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. every Wednesday, so that there's no meetings, no, there's no work related anything. So the employees can use that to read or to do anything for self growth. So there. So that's what I can share for Meralco.
Thanks, Ralph. And Michi.
For GMA, I think those who wish to be with GMA must know the current trends in media. So this is not only limited now to TV and radio, but you also been exploring new medias online, like for YouTube streaming and ganyan, TikTok, social media. And we're currently expanding as well through re-establishing our regional stations. We've also want we are also targeting to establish TV stations out in new places. So there. And so yung recently launched namin is the GMA TV station in Batangas. So there. And what else? I think mostly of the current trends, well, in media, yun yung main for now for GMA. I think mostly what you want to know about GMA, you could see through GMA. Because since we're in a media, we publish, we announce, we tell the people what we currently have, what we're currently experiencing. Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Michi. And Denise.
So for Equus, we recently acquired two other companies. So we're growing in that direction. So one is Relo Talent and the other one is Global Expansion. So both of them are still related to global mobility. But recently, we also launched under the Equus umbrella another company called Nexus. So we will start offering other products outside global mobility as well. When it comes to trends, I think it's good for the viewers, the attendees to know that before the pandemic, Echoes were very much we like our face-to-face interactions. So we're preparing for face-to-face conferences, not in the Philippines yet. I don't think we're quite ready yet in the Philippines, but in the US and in the UK, that's the direction that they're heading, and I'm expecting that to be the same for us in the Philippines. And again, before the pandemic, we used to meet face to face once a year. So we all the employees are invited to Denver, Colorado, and that's something that we are hoping to do again as soon as it's safe. So I think that's where we're headed.
Right. Thanks, Denise. Um, I guess this is my last question. I actually have two more questions, but let's see if we still have the time. One of the burning questions of our attendees here is if you also also notify the applicants if they get rejected, or yeah, if they get rejected. Kasi 'di ba, most of the time we don't normally hear na from recruiters once they get rejected, like they would know na lang na the opportunity is no longer available. So that's what other companies really lack in terms of, sa recruitment mismo. Like they're not informing talaga the applicant. So yeah, just one word or one sentence, you notify them, Denise.
Absolutely, they deserve to know.
Yeah, thank you. And Michi.
As much as possible, we do.
All right. Therese. Thank you. You're on mute, but I read your lips. Okay, and
Sorry
Ralph.
about that.
Yeah, same. We
Yeah.
do. We do.
All right. Thank you guys for that information. I think it really helped our participants a lot. But we still have 5 minutes, so this is really my last question for you guys. So there is a recent proposal about the 4-day work week. So what are your thoughts about it? Let's start with Ralph.
4-day work week. I haven't really read about the details about that, but I guess it sends a message that we are now open into a more flexible work arrangement, and it's something that we've been practicing, di ba? As pushed by the pandemic. So sa akin, it depends on the organization. A 4-day work week is just one of the many ways where you can be flexible in terms of implementing a work arrangement. But to me, if that would be beneficial for the organization and for the employees' welfare, then I'm good. Considering all other factors we're in, uh, you save on gas, di ba? You have more time to spend with your family. So all things considered, I mean, I'm all for anything that's beneficial for both the organization and for both the business and the employees.
Right. What about you, Denise?
So I think there were conversations about this in Europe. I think doon nagsimula yung trend, no? So for Equus, since we're a global company, I think our structure can support this because we have people working in different time zones and we can cater to our clients. But again, I think for us, our decisions are not only what's good for the company, but we partner with our employees. So if we're doing this, we would also need to check with them, are they okay working longer hours? Kasi mas matagal yan, right? And there might be health issues as well pag masyadong nakababad sa computer or masyadong, like things like that. So it's all about that. And any change will be gradual if we're adapting to that. It's not going to be abrupt. And again, we're going to be listening to yung input ng employees.
All right. Thanks, Denise. Michi, what are your thoughts about it?
I think the 4-day work week would apply for certain industries, but for GMA, I think since we're working 24/7, I think it would be very hard to adapt, especially for those under operations. For example, our engineering team, those who are under our ingest, our master control, those under our post-production, since they are mostly working 24/7 and operating 24/7, I think it it would um, it would disrupt the operation, or it may lead to, as what Denise said, working longer hours would entail health hazards. So we wouldn't want that for our employees. But then we could study this as well for some offices in our, for example, those who are based in the office, we might reconsider this. But for now, I think it would be hard for GMA to adapt because of the setup of the industry.
All right. Thanks, Michi. And lastly, Therese.
So for us, we've been embracing the flexible work arrangements for the past years now, and we're still open to any possibility. So for now, we will continue to observe or study how other organizations are implementing this and what the effect will be. So just to share, one of the initiatives we're doing right now, or one of the programs that we have, let's say, is that 1 day per week, and for us that's Friday. So we have what we call She Focused Friday. And for every Friday morning, our team members don't set up this as usual meeting. So this is time for them to be able to recharge and work on whatever they would want to focus on at their own pace and at their own time. So that's something that they do. So for us, just to share, you can see we have many team members who usually block this time off in their calendars. You would see from 8 to 12, it's blocked, and it's for our C Focus Fridays. Again, it's a way for us to be able to recharge, work on what we would want to focus on.
All right. Thanks, Therese. And thank you to our panelists for this morning session. Yeah, thank you for participating, and for our attendees, thanks so much for participating. So don't forget to check their profile in our career portal, ph.prospel.com. And if you have, or to our panelists, if you have further information about the company, you may inform them through the chat box. So again, thank you so much for attending this panel session for this morning.
Thank you to everyone.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for Prospel for inviting us as well.